It was an extraordinary afternoon and evening of football at Colston Avenue, the home of Carshalton Athletic, as the World Football Cup reached the semi-final stage. The four sides still left in the competition were playing their fifth match in the space of 7 days, but the tempo of both games suggested that fatigue certainly wasn't an issue, and any neutral experiencing the WFC for the first time would have been impressed by both the standard of play and support from the fans. The afternoon kicked off with a Group B runners-up Northern Cyprus playing the informed Karpatalya, in a clash many expected to be the final of this year's competition. Northern Cyprus had been failed to beat Karpatalya in Abkhazia in their group, but a convincing win against Tibet set up a quarter-final with hosts Sparawa. The Cypriots wasted several chances in the first half of that game to only go into the break with a one-goal advantage, but they made light work of a depleted Barawan side and scored 7 after the break to reach the last 4 with an 8-0 victory. Karpatalya were the heavy favorites in Group C, winning all 3 of their games and scoring 17 goals in the process. It set up a tie against a tough but slightly disappointing Punjab side, and goals from Ravasi and Innocenti kept the Italians' 100% streak going. All through the tournament the Karpatalians have been efficient in front of goal, and this was the case again in their first knockout stage, as Punjab had more possession and territory, but couldn't replicate Karpatalya's ruthlessness. Courtesy of CONIFA, Northern Cyprus followed a similar game plan to Punjab in this game, controlling the ball in the midfield area, and creating several early chances. The best of these chances fell to Halil Turan, and only a smart save from Marco Mariro in the Karpatalya goal prevented the well-supported Northern Cypriots from going in front. There were protestations from the side wearing all red, but without the benefits of goal line technology at 7th-tier Carshalton, the officials' decision could not be overturned. As so often as we've seen in this contest, Karpatalya's clinical finishing allowed them to take the lead on the half-hour mark. A missed-headed clearance inside his own half from Ahmet Sanmez allowed Karpatalya to attack swiftly and overrun their counterparts, and it was Ricardo Ravasi who scored his second goal of the knockout phase that put the Italians in front with a low finish. Courtesy of CONIFA, Northern Cyprus were level shortly afterwards, their energetic pressing of Karpatalya's backline finally paying dividends, as Kenan Oshan received an inaccurate pass from Mariro and his quick feet in the box saw the ball fall at Billy Mehmet's feet. The former West Ham trainee made no mistake and gave the goalkeeper no chance from close range. The teams really should have gone into the break at 1-1, but the Northern Cypriots switched off just before the break, and in typical Karpatalyan style, they made them pay. A low finish from Giacomo Innocenti proving the difference before the halftime interlude. Karpatalya allowed the pressure to build on their defense in the second half and faced an attacking threat they had yet to come up against in the competition. A very one-sided Carshalton crowd were firmly behind the Mediterranean side, but it wasn't until the 80th minute that Northern Cyprus finally equalized. Substitute Umar Gok, who has impressed a lot of spectators over the past week, did brilliantly in the Karpatalya box but couldn't find a teammate with his cross. However, the resultant corner was met by a Northern Cypriot head forcing an unbelievable reaction stop from Mariro, but the rebound fell to top scorer Halil Turan, who would have found it harder to miss from 2 yards out. The momentum was firmly with the Cypriots at this stage, and with the crowd behind them, they scored the winner 3 minutes later. Billy Mehmet added his second of the game and was chased down the touchline by every member of his side's delegation as Gok once again turned provider by outrunning the Karpatalyan fullback and putting his cross on a plate for Billy to head home. Karpatalya looked exhausted and defeated before the full-time whistle was even blown. They created one more chance before the end, but couldn't convert and looked dejected as they came to the realization that the poorest 45 minutes of football they've produced in London came at such an important moment in the tournament. A straight red card for Gianluca Rollin, one for an elbow on Yassine Kurt, meant his tournament had come to an end, regardless of what contest Karpatalya would be involved in on Saturday. The Northern Cypriot celebrations lasted probably longer than CONIFA would have liked them to, as the second semi-final was slightly delayed, but it was no less than they deserved, and for the good of the tournament, it was vital that they progressed. The atmosphere their fans are able to create at Enfield Town is extraordinary and will make for a fantastic conclusion to this contest. In the second semi-final, it was the Battle of the Hungarians. Karpatalya, the Hungarian diaspora in Ukraine, played CK Land, who also originate from Hungary, but are situated in Romania. Karpatalya had topped Northern Cyprus group despite being late entrants to the World Football Cup after Helvetic withdrew. Victories against Tibet, reigning champions Abkhazia and Cascadia had seen them reach the semi-finals of their first major tournament. CK Land were the runners-up in Padania's group, and although the Italian side had resoundingly defeated them on Sunday, they had made light work of Tuvalu and Matabeleland, before coming out on top in a feisty affair against Western Armenia, which saw two of their players and their manager sent off. Much like the first semi-final, there was only one team being loudly supported in the stadium. CK Land's followers have gained a reputation across the tournament for their enthusiasm and occasional use of flares, and they lived up to both stereotypes in this tie as well. The first half an hour offered little in terms of clear-cut chances. A mistake from Nagy in the CK Land goal nearly gifted Tokash the opener, but a brave last-ditch tackle from Zismatia prevented the team in Hungary's traditional colors from taking the lead. Georg Toma, Karpatalya's incredibly gifted young attacker, was the star of the evening and opened the scoring for his side. Toma took the ball past three CK Land defenders in the box before slotting a composed finish past the goalkeeper to put his side in front. Karpatalya's proficiency in doing the basics right in every area of the pitch alongside the individual brilliance of several of their attackers has made them a force to be reckoned with in London over the past week. CK Land really should have gone into the break at 1-1 as Mark Clattenburg awarded the pseudo-home side a penalty. However, for the second time in my presence, they were denied, this time by a fantastic save by Feder, who got down quickly to his right and preserved his clean sheet with a strong hand. Heroically blocked the rebound too, picking up a knock in the process, but continued for the rest of the match. The game looked to be out of reach for CK Land after 75 minutes as Karpatalya expertly raced into a 3-0 lead. Toma doubled his tally for the evening with a hard-hit volley from outside the area, proving too much for the goalkeeper, who stopped the initial shot, but was outfoxed by the spin on the ball that carried it over the line. Karpatalya were then awarded a penalty of their own after some dogged defensive work high up for the pitch from Georg Toma. He won the ball with a clean slide tackle off the center-back, before recovering more quickly, bursting into the area before then being taken out by the defender. Kierke the forward stepped up and made no mistake, sending the keeper the wrong way. At this point, the CK Land fans rallied behind their side and got many of the neutrals in the ground to join them in cheering on the men playing in sky blue. They immediately responded, first through quickly taken free kick which was chipped into the box and dispatched before Barnabajko placed his volley from outside the box into the corner, and suddenly his side were only 3-2 down. CK Land had been wasteful throughout the game, and Karpatalya had taken their foot off the gas in a similar display to Padania before them. However, the team in blue couldn't put away any of their half chances and allowed the Group C winners to hit them on the break and confirm their place in the final, as they scored their fourth in added time. There are parallels to draw between Denmark's 1992 European Championship run and Karpatalya's run this summer. Neither qualified originally, but when they were admitted into the tournament, didn't give many of their opposition, some of whom probably underestimated them to begin with, a chance. Northern Cyprus will have the whole crowd behind them on Saturday in the 6:30 p.m. kickoff at Enfield Town, but they will have to draw on the crowd's energy and be at the top of their game to come out on top against a Karpatalya team who are looking for the fairy tale ending to their World Football Cup.